This is the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz, hosted by Jeremy Jorgensen, and presented by Gate City Bank.
Well, the Bison went all green to honor the rich tradition on the defensive side of the ball. It was a code green day, and the guys on defense were up to the challenge. Missouri State had 0 points at the end of the day. A shutout for the Bison. Here to talk about it, head coach Matt Entz, and congratulations to you and your staff. And as a defensive coach, a 0 on the scoreboard at the end of the day has to make you smile a little bit.
Oh, definitely. You don't have enough opportunities ever to hold teams to 0. And I thought our defensive staff had a great plan. They made good in-game adjustments, and Coach Braun and the defensive coaches did an outstanding job. And so excited. Anytime you can get a 0 on the board is a weekend well done.
What was the response from the players when you revealed that they were going to wear the green uniforms?
I think they were excited.
Yeah.
We presented it to them on Monday in our team meeting. We kind of wrap up our previous game and start looking into our next game. And they were excited. They were hooting and hollering. And the big challenge was we needed to keep it quiet for about 12 more hours while marketing got all their things in line.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a great look. In fact, let's take a look at it. In the first half against Missouri State, and the Bears came in struggling a little bit, but they played hard in this football game, certainly early. They didn't have much of a running game. I'm sure you expected that. They were going to pass the ball a lot early.
Well, actually, I thought they might run the ball a little bit, just trying to use some clock, and if they could keep the ball away from us and have some conversions on third down, but they wanted to keep it in the air.
Hey, third down, Jimmy Caperas has been really good on this down.
He has. He does a great job going across the middle. Trey hits him on a lot of overs.
You know, the pocket awareness for Trey Lance pretty good. This is a tight pocket right here.
It is, and a lot of credit goes to the offensive line, the tight ends, the backs, for keeping Trey clean and letting him feel comfortable back there.
We know he's athletic, but his footwork on this run here, very impressive.
Well, he's a great athlete and nimble and has a lot of strength, too, so you're going to have more than one to bring him down.
Well, again, go for 2 this time. This is basically a run play on a 2-point conversion.
It is. We motioned in from our traditional swinging gate look and actually got into an offensive formation, and it turned into Wildcat, if you will.
Yeah, great. 8-0. So the Bison punch it in, get the 2-point conversion. You know, in scout, did you see their receivers? It looks like it's their best position group.
It is, yeah. We thought number 16 here was catching the slant, and number 13 were 2 excellent receivers, and the guys that they were going to target the most throughout the course of the day.
You know, yeah, again, they didn't run it much. They didn't try to run it, just 10 carries for all the running backs. The quarterback did run it 10 times, and he had that ability to tuck it and run a little bit.
He did. They had shown that, they were willing to get some quarterback run game. And nice play by Jackson Hankey here on the little quarterback power.
No Derek Tuska, so Spencer Wagee, he did develop some production on his own right here, didn't he?
He did. Spence is, he got over his injury early in the year and continues to make plays. And he's been able to play both D tackle and DN for us in 2019.
Well, they'd been giving up a lot of explosive plays. Did you expect to hit some big runs on them?
Well, we were hoping to. This is hit this outside zone, kind of in cover 2. The corner was a force player, but a great run. You see downfield blocks. A lot of positives there on that play.
Adam Cofield runs well between the tackles, but he can also hit the edge a little bit.
He does. Great perimeter blocking there. Hunter Lupke getting that big block on the perimeter and turning Adam loose.
This was a Bison drive. It was 9 plays. We're going to show a couple of runs here, but 7 rushes, 2 passes. Good works by the Rams on this drive.
Exactly. It's Bison football. It's what you expect. And our guys were getting blocks, and we were playing downfield and finishing. And being able to finish a drive was critical early in the game.
Yep, 15-0 in the second quarter right here. Jackson Hankey, the kid from Park River, doing a great job at linebacker, does have that sideline-to-sideline mobility.
He does. He has better speed than maybe what you would consider, but he can play from sideline to sideline. Great leader of our defense.
Now, 3rd and 23, that's really where you want him. 3rd and long, isn't it?
It is, and you see another 3-man rush and a big sack coming off it.
Phoenix Sproul's athletic kid, isn't he?
He is. We knew it coming out of high school. Robbinsdale Cooper kid. Yesterday having 6 catches. And here, yards after contact, making a guy miss in the flat.
Tip of the cap to Cole Jacob, who's done some good things for you in this year.
He has. You see, all of a sudden catching this little bubble or, in slot formation. Cole continues to do all the little things and is getting rewarded with some catches now.
Again, whenever they made plays, it was with the receivers, almost a takeaway there.
It was. So, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We got to do a better job defensively. It's one negative I would see is we haven't created a takeaway here.
Yeah, and there's almost another one. There were no turnovers in this game. That's a surprise, isn't it?
It is. You don't see many college football games when there's no turnovers.
Couple of nice plays to close the half here, kind of padding the stats right here. But all in all, second quarter, the offense was moving it pretty well.
It was. We got into a little bit of a 2-minute mode. We tried to move the football, get some timeouts. If we could have got probably one more completion, we may have had a chance for a long field goal. Yeah, no doubt about it. This play right here finishes the half, runs the clock out. The Bison go into the break on our Nodak Insurance scoreboard, up 15-0 on Missouri State. You see some of the stats, total yards. The Bison starting to roll up some yardage, 283. The rush yards, Missouri State just couldn't run the football, wasn't trying to run it really. 156 for the Bison right there. Before we get to the second half, let's get to know Zach Johnson a little bit.
This is Would You Rather with the 2019 Bison, presented by Gate City Bank.
Would you rather go fishing or hunting?
Hunting.
Would you rather go skydiving or cliff diving?
Skydiving.
Would you rather go camping or stay in a hotel?
Camping.
Would you rather shovel snow or swat mosquitoes?
Shovel snow.
Would you rather swim in a pool or a lake?
Lake.
Would you rather drive or fly when you're going somewhere?
Fly.
Would you rather walk 10 miles or go to the dentist?
Oh, bad experience with the dentist. I'd walk 10 miles.
Would you rather bite your tongue while eating or step on a Lego?
Bite my tongue.
Okay. Would you rather sit on a beach or a cruise ship?
Cruise ship.
Would you rather confront an alligator or a bear?
Bear.
Would you rather be thirsty or hungry?
Oh, that's hard. I would rather be thirsty.
Okay. Would you rather sit in a tractor all day or an office?
That's the same thing.
Kind of. I guess if you're a farmer, the tractor's an office, yeah?
I would probably sit in a tractor.
Okay.
That'd be a deal.
Would you rather watch a movie at home or go to the theater?
Theater.
Okay. Would you rather drink coffee or juice in the morning?
Juice.
Would you rather eat candy corn or cotton candy?
Candy corn.
Well, Coach, 15-0 at halftime. How did you feel in the locker room?
Well, we had left some probably end of drives out there on the field. Still probably too many penalties, little things that were getting us behind the chains, some inefficient downs. So there was plenty to work on, and we just needed to continue to be consistent with what we wanted to get done. Just stay with our outside zone and in some of our power game. Eventually it would work, but there was plenty to continue to improve on before the second half.
And Ty Brooks had an ankle that was bothering him a little bit and didn't see much action in the second half. So did that impact the rotation at running back when you were discussing that?
A little bit. Kobe got a few more carries.
Yeah.
Adam did as well. You saw Sabian probably get a couple carries earlier than normal, but I think Ty will be ready to go this weekend from all the reports that I've seen.
Excellent. Let's roll the second half here for the Bison in Missouri State. In this third quarter, it was tough to score points. There's no question about that. Jackson Hankey started things off defensively again by planting a bear.
Great job, great effort. You see Jabril getting off the block. Difficult to block him in space.
And Jabril really has the ability to cover receivers.
He does. He does. When he's playing at his best level, he's a really good defender, especially in the pass game.
The Bears did tackle pretty well, but Phoenix Sproles again made it tough on him.
Another nice catch. Almost a first down, and Phoenix is being real consistent right now.
Yeah, he's just a good athlete with good hands, isn't he?
Another great catch. Ball's kind of behind him, has to change his body position and comes up with a big catch for us.
Dimitri Williams started to look like himself again, didn't he?
It was good to have him back. Again, he gives us another weapon on the offensive side. And Dimitri can run the football, and he's a big asset in the pass game as well.
I really love Trey Lance. He's so aware of where he's at on the field. This play coming up, he needs 7, and he knows exactly where the yardsticks are, and he fights for it.
He does. He didn't like what he saw downfield, and having the know-how and the ability to get downfield and pick that first down up with his legs.
No Garrett Malmstrom out with an injury, but Hunter Lupke did some nice things.
He did. We ran this play early in the game, and he had a drop, and for us to come back and hit him out in the flat and pick up valuable yards was critical.
Missed field goal on that drive there, but the D-line came back and kept the momentum on the side of the Bison.
No, we did. I thought our guys up front, we were short Derek Tuska, but we had a change up where people were playing, but we played well.
Boy, the length of Christian Watson can cause defenses some problems, can't it?
He has a huge catch radius. He's a big, long athlete. He has good speed, and he's just kind of coming into his own right now.
This is a great sequence defensively for Jabril Cox, who had a really nice day, but he forces an intentional grounding here. Nice look by the defense.
It was. This was a pressure that we added at halftime. Just didn't think they had any way to pick it up, and a big play for him right there.
You know, as we switch over to the fourth quarter here, again, it's Jabril Cox, and his closing speed is really next level, isn't it?
It is. It is. I mean, out in the, people struggle to block him, but he can eat up ground quickly.
Costner Ching, watch this play. Plays off his block nicely.
Yep. Costner just continues to get better week in and week out, and excited where he's at right now. He's becoming a big part of our D-line rotation.
Here we are offensively, 3rd and long. It's 3rd and 7. It's Jimmy Kapura's time.
Really, and similar route concept to what we saw earlier, just running the over and able to catch it, get upfield yards after contact, and maintain ball security.
This next run play is a poster of the Rams, really opening a hole.
Oh, yeah. Power hitting the A-gap, and again, Adam Cofield getting downhill.
4th and 3, what were you expecting on this one as far as what Trey would do as far as have decisions to make?
Well, we knew from a couple other short yardage situations that they would come with a cover 0 look, and they were chasing their defensive ends, so the naked was there, and if the pass wasn't, keep it and run and get the first down.
Well, it was good to finish with points here, wasn't it?
It was.
22.
We had a couple series earlier in the game where we ended drives with no points, either a missed field goal or we just stalled, and to see us be able to finish here was big.
You know, Missouri State made some plays with their receivers, but I thought what was big was just really no explosive plays, no big, long plays for them.
Well, it's something we continually harp on, and it's something we've talked about with our defense for years, is not giving up big plays and making sure we keep the ball in front of us.
Young players, Cava, Lane Tucker, doing some good work when they get in the game.
It was good. You know, we needed guys to step up. As I said before, we were short a couple people, and we continued to play well, and I believe that was a 4th down stop, getting them off the field.
Yeah, great coverage. Marquise Bridges, one of the best in the conference and in the nation, no doubt about it. On our Nodak Insurance final scoreboard, it was a good day for the Bison, 22-0, a conference win, shutout, first shutout of the year. Total yards, look at Missouri State, didn't even sniff the end zone, 185 total yards, just 21 yards rushing on 20 carries for Missouri State. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
A win's a win. You know, that's kind of how we treat everything here. You know, never take a win for granted is, you know, the biggest thing I think I've learned from, you know, Easton and even the seniors this year. So, you know, half the teams in the country lost, you know, and we were grateful enough to be not on that side of it. So
any win in the Valley is a tough one to come by, and so we were all happy with the win. And yeah, there's always things that we can improve on week to week, but I mean, any win's a good one.
Yes, anytime the other team doesn't score, it's a really good feeling, you know, offensively, even especially when they don't even get close to scoring. But I think that just credit to our defense, our defensive staff. Just how hard they play, how hard they work, you know, day in and day out, and our defense is really good.
I think with it being the Code Green game, I think the entire defense knew like defense has to play some of their best ball this week, and I think we did a pretty good job at that. I mean, there's always things that we can improve on.
And taught, you know, from the day we step on campus to never take a win for granted, never overlook a team. You know, I really don't think we did that going into the game. You know, the score might look like we weren't ready to play, but I mean, we were efficient. You know, just a couple too many little mistakes, I think, were the biggest thing. You know, we took care of the ball. We were efficient. We made a lot of plays. You know, just the little things, I think, goes back to, you know, those a lot of points left out there.
Really good analysis by Trey Lance right there. Well, it was a special day for the defense. Code Green would not allow Missouri State near the end zone. Individually, a young man from Park River, North Dakota, had himself a game.
The player of the game, presented by Nodak Insurance Company.
Jackson Hankey had 9 tackles, 6 of those were solo. He had a couple of thunderous hits that energized his teammates on the sidelines. Hankey has really become a reliable player, and this is his first year of starting.
We had a good scheme coming into the game, and we were able to execute it at a high level. You know, we haven't had one this year, and our goal coming into the game was to get a shutout. So to be able to accomplish that is definitely a good feeling.
You know, Jackson's a smart football player. It seems like he gets it. Every time I talk to him post-game radio, he understands everything that he's doing.
He does. He understands the game plan. He understands the communication that's necessary for the Mike backer. Here at NDSU, a lot of the transfer of information goes through our Mike linebacker, and it's been that way for years. And Jackson's done an outstanding job of stepping into that role. We've had some really good players over the course of history that's played Mike here at NDSU.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Grant Olson doing a great job with him. I wanted to talk about defensive end, the guys off the edge in this game. So no Derek Tuska, no Ogbu. Cook has been hurt as well. And some of these guys stepped up. You talk about a Will Mostart seeing his first action. Cava's in there. Logan McCormick's rising his game up. And these guys did a nice job on the edge.
They do. And when you talk about Will and Jake, those are two guys that have had an unbelievable season, but it's been behind at practice field. And you can hear it from our offensive staff about, hey, these guys are really starting to figure out how to play football at the collegiate level. And so part of it was a little bit of just a reward. And being short, we knew that Will and Jake could come in and really help us.
Yeah, Mostart's a true freshman. Congratulations to him for seeing the field. Defensively, through 7 games here, looking at some of the numbers nationally, doing very, very well. Total defense, rush yards, pass yards, all top 15 in the nation. That national rank is in parentheses on the right side there. Third down. What do you like about these numbers that you see defensively?
Well, you know, the big thing is we're getting people off the field on third down. We're not letting people score touchdowns. Those are the top 2 to me that really talk a lot or I think have a big factor in if you win or lose. If you're able to stop people on third down, and of course, it always comes down to scoring points and or eliminating points.
You know, red zone defense too, and you know, scoring margin too. That means you're forcing field goals, which is a big deal.
It is. We've always talked about field goals won't get you beat, and if we can hold people to field goals, it can be somewhat of a demoralizer. They drive the field, and you know, a drive stalls, or they can't finish it with a touchdown and have to settle for a field goal.
Well, I think it's a pertinent time to show the conference standings, just where we are at, about at the midway point, because the next game is South Dakota State. 3-0 for the Bison, 3-0 for South Dakota State, 7-0, 6-1. Little separation there. Youngstown struggling at the bottom, just kind of setting the stage for what we're going to talk about later in the show here. It's South Dakota State and North Dakota State for the Dakota Marker. It's a massive, massive week. We're going to talk about Grant Olson coming up. You're going to want to watch this story. His brother is here as well. Many people don't know that. Great guys to have in the program. We're going to have that story. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. Bison legend Grant Olson is doing great work with the linebackers in his first year back with the program. He certainly is enjoying being around familiar faces, whether it be fans or his own immediate family.
Today's Bison football feature story is presented by Olaf Anderson Construction.
After a standout career playing for the Bison, Grant Olson is back with North Dakota State as the linebackers coach.
Good. You're seeing the fans and, you know, looking up in the stands and recognizing people's faces and like, hey, shoot, that guy's been sitting in that seat for 15 years probably. And so anyway, that part's just a lot of fun. And the energy and the passion of the fans and the student section, it's a special place.
Olson got his start in coaching linebackers at Indiana State. And when Matt Entz moved up from being the linebackers coach to the head coach for the Bison, Olson fit right in. We often hear of the Bison football team referred to as a family, and Olson certainly is a part of it. But so is his actual family.
And I went to Coach Braun and Coach Entz and just said, hey, like, I don't even know if he's interested, and I don't even want the guy to be hired just because he's my brother. Like, I'm just going to mention his name, and you guys interview him, and if you think he's the best candidate, hire him, and if not, don't.
Grant's older brother, Luke, is the defensive quality control coach.
During the season, I do a lot of work with our scout team, making sure that we're simulating the offense of the team that we're going to play that week. And through that process, I do a lot of the film breakdown. So when we watch film as a coaching staff, that we're able to be as efficient as possible.
Luke has been a coach from the NAIA to Division II and was a recruiting assistant for Jerry Kill at the University of Minnesota. And now, for the first time in a decade, he and Grant live in the same town and work together.
Instead of seeing them 4 times a year, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and maybe spring break, and then the summer, now you actually get to see each other every day. So it's just nice to actually have family around, especially in this profession when you don't get to see your family all the time.
It's been fun having them around every day and getting to go through the coaching and the season together and go through the ups and downs like any, you know, coach has, but having family behind you makes it, you know, all that much better.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Alex Egan.
Well, we all know about Grant. Tell us about both Olson brothers.
It's been great having them both here. That story brings a smile to my face. Now, they will. There's moments when you'll hear the jabs at one another when you have two brothers that work so close to each other in proximity, and then every day of the week, that's bound to happen. But they both do a great job. Both of them are extremely thorough. Both of them are great assets to our program. And, of course, Grant bringing his knowledge and his experiences of being part of NDSU football, and he understands what it takes to be a great Bison, and he can relay that message to our players really well.
Fun dynamic in the office, no doubt. Local and regional talent is the lifeblood of NDSU football. Whether it is the metro area or regional talent from throughout North Dakota and Minnesota, well, a Fargo kid is turning heads on scout team.
The future crop of Bison, presented by Peterson Farms Seed.
Former Fargo Davies star Jaden Clabo is having a good redshirt season in the tight end room, and his spot on the roster means a lot to him. The Clabo family and the Bison go way back.
Well, I am a Fargo kid. I grew up going to the games, tailgating with friends, family. I also have family that came here, so 2 uncles, my grandpa and my aunt, all played sports here. Another thing was just the culture around here, how we do things. It's just really special, and I wanted to be part of it.
Well, he suited up yesterday. I thought he looked good running routes in pregame, and he's doing a nice job, isn't he?
He's doing a great job for us. And, again, just kind of like some of the young D linemen, that was really him dressing yesterday was because of how well he's played on the scout team over the course of the first 6-7 weeks of the season. And just trying to use our games wisely, the 4-game rule, and knowing that Jaden can help us. But we're excited to have him. And I know the Clabo family's excited that he's here as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Great to have him in the program. Well, it's the Jackrabbits and the Bison. Dakota Marker, we'll briefly talk about it. Stay with us. Well, here we go, folks. North Dakota State, South Dakota State. It's in Brookings, a 2 o'clock Central start. 3-0, 3-0. Coach, what's Dakota Marker Week like for you?
Well, it's going to have a great focus, great energy at practice. Our kids understand this is an excellent football program, excellent football team that we're going to play this weekend. And I don't think there'll be any lack of motivation or energy this week. And South Dakota State's an excellent football team, so we're going to have a really good week of prep.
No doubt. Good luck to you and the guys, and we'll look forward to it. NBC North Dakota will have the broadcast for you. Bison Radio Network will be fired up. It's a big, big game. South Dakota State, North Dakota State. The Bison are undefeated. Enjoy it. We'll see you next week.